Oh, I love the sound of that guitar. It's hard to go back to that Martin because there's something about Rhonda that I just love that guitar so much. She sounds so good. Hey, let's turn that UFO on, shall we? Can you guys even tell that it's on? I don't even think you can. Welcome. Hello. I see there's a lot of pre-smashing going on. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for you to simply just assume the show is going to be good enough for you to smash the like button before I even start. Cheers to you. Those who have pre-smashed the like button, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. And if you haven't shared this video, by all means, please go ahead and share it right now, because it's only going to help my channel grow, right? I mean, isn't that what we do? We smash the subscribe button, we smash the like button, smash the share button, and maybe hit that little bell so you'll be notified, because I hear people aren't being notified. So be it. What am I going to do about it, right? Anyway, welcome to the show. Today we have an interesting show today. Gosh, I'm so sick of this conversation. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I'm just so sick of this race narrative where everyone makes everything about race. And so I'm going to talk about the Colorado shooter. I'm going to talk about this push to ban guns and push to everything is white supremacy BS. I'm going to talk about it. I mean, I'm so sick of it. But I have to, because they are pushing the race narrative, and it's such BS, man. I'm fed up with it. Oh, thank you, Colin in Texas. Says, nice shirt. You know, it's funny. This shirt is filled with lies. I don't know if you noticed the saguaro cactuses on it, right? The saguaros. Yeah, this is Tucson, Arizona. Tucson. It should say Tucson, but I got this shirt in Austin. I do like, I had good times in Austin. I've got some friends there. So I didn't see any saguaro cactuses though. All right. So I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just stating. It's a statement of fact. And we're going to talk about HR1. It's this new tax, or no, not tax. It's a voting bill, 800 pages long, that the Democrats are trying to push forward. I'm going to talk to you about what's in it. I've got an article that kind of lists the stuff. Of course, it's from Vox. So they're like, this thing is great. Check out all the great things in it. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to move on from the BS, and we're going to talk about Diablo 2, one of my favorite games of all time. I'm very excited about talking about it because, I mean, it's just, I'm a gamer, man. I've been gaming for 80 years. I've been gaming for 80 years. I almost said 80 years. No, I don't even know what I was going to say. 30 years I've been gaming. Seriously, 30 years. I believe, yeah, I was actually 31 years. I got my first video game system when I was 6 years old. It was the Game Boy. Actually, maybe I was 7. I don't remember. I was either 6 or 7. But I was actually gaming before that on the Atari system that my uncle had. Bonk's Adventure. I don't know how many people know about that game. But anyway, I'm going to talk about what Diablo 2 Resurrected is, what they're doing with it, and maybe talk about Diablo 4 a little bit. But that's going to be at the end of the show. I'm very, very excited about it. It's been 84 years since I've played Diablo 2. 'Twas a good game. Excuse me while I have a little Crigler coffee. Man, that's good. Hey, someone was asking me what my ring size is, and I went and dug out my ring sizing machine. This is my ring sizers, and I am a 12. For those who are wondering, I don't know. Someone asked they wanted to send me a ring, which is very nice of them. I am a size 12 ring, and here's the thing about rings: I only wear silver. So I got my silver ring. I've worn this thing for maybe 16 years. I don't know if you could see that I've got like an indent. I can't even see my hand. You really can't tell that I've worn. Look, I've got like an indentation in my finger because I've just worn this. I had a guy on the side of the road make this ring for me. His name's Peter. He's from the UK. And I walked past his little stand in New York City for maybe 2 years straight going, man, your stuff is so cool. One day I'm going to be able to afford one of your rings. And in hindsight, it was only like $70, but $70 for a custom silver ring made just for me. I mean, that's pretty awesome. In fact, I've ran into people that looked at my ring and said, is that from Peter? And I'm like, yeah, it is. So it's kind of cool. And and then this ring I made myself. I like making my own jewelry. So I got a couple rings here that I've made. Here's one, a little bit, little thicker. Although I made them a little small, so it's more of a pinky ring. I got these guys who are also pinky rings. I can also wear them on my middle fingers. I don't know, but usually I wear them on my pinkies. I want to make some more. I have all the stuff to make rings. I'm just, this is my little ring making hammer. This is my favorite hammer that I own currently. I love this thing so much. You have no idea how much I love this little hammer. Anyway, okay, that aside, I just want to remind everybody that I'm giving out stickers, so you can go to my website, adamcrigler.net, and check out my P.O. Box. I mean, I do have it here. It's P.O. Box 68, Brunswick, Maryland, 21716, and you can send a self-addressed stamped envelope along with whatever else you want to send me. People send me some cool things. I have some really cool things on my shelves. It might make it right behind me, like this little Buddha guy, or even this amazing Adamcast skateboard. This is actually one of the first things anyone sent me. This was back in April of last year. Someone made this from the first Adamcast IRL show that when I took over the Timcast show when he went and did Rogan last April. So it's pretty cool. Really, really happy about it. Yeah, it is a cute hammer, isn't it? A rivet hammer? Well, it doesn't matter. It's cute and it's awesome, and I use it a lot for making small markings in my rings. I really like that thing. Oh yeah, check out this awesome sticker I got. That's right, it's Michael Scott. You guys need the close-up of the Michael Scott. Look at this. It's Michael Scott. And also Bob Ross. Look, I love stickers, okay? I see stickers, I'm like, you know what? I got to pick up some stickers. I got a problem, all right? But I'm giving some of them away, so if you want some of them, by all means, let me know. All right, let's get into the segments for the day, shall we? First, we're going to talk about this bill. Actually, before we do, I forgot about this. Check us out. So today, if you didn't know, is National Puppy Day. All right? That's right. It's National Puppy Day. And I figured, you know what? Why don't we just cleanse the palate? Cleansing your timeline. Cleanse the palate with some puppies. Look at these cute puppies. Okay, that doesn't look like a puppy. All right, that's here we go. Oh, this guy looks cute. All right, look at this little guy. And that's a weird It's puppy day. Who doesn't love puppies? Who doesn't love baby animals in general, right? Oh, what a beautiful dog. Look at this guy. Or girl, I don't know. Kilua. Kill you. What's your favorite kind of puppies? Everyone in chat, just whatever your favorite dog is. You don't have to be a dog person, but you may have a favorite dog. What kind of dog is your favorite? Oh, look at this cutie. Oh my gosh, look at that face. Look at this face. Oh my goodness. Look at those big ears. Okay. Anyway, I'm having a good time. Oh, you guys are funny. Of course, right? Lots of weird stuff in this timeline of National Puppy Day. Oh my goodness, look at this little guy. Pitbull, Doberman. Bulldogs, yeah, bulldogs are cute. Black labs, yeah, right on. Do you guys know what a Shar-Pei is? Oh, right when I said Shar-Pei, someone typed Shar-Pei. Yeah, I've had a lot of Shar-Peis in my life, but I connected with one Shar-Pei. His name was Otis, and he was my favorite dog out of every dog that I've had. I've had lots of dogs in my life. My goodness, these cute little puppies. Look at this guy's little face. We actually had a recent puppy in the house. Luke just got a dog. I don't know if, well, I guess it's a few months old now, but Jack Russells, yeah, I've known some really cool Jack Russells. My mom had some amazing Jack Russells in the past, and she's got a mix right now that's part Jack Russell. Great dogs. Yeah. Awesome. Hey, you can like cats as well as puppies, JF. I'm just letting you know, all right? I've never known a bloodhound. That's cool. All right. Distracted by puppies. I mean, can you blame me? It's National Puppy Day, so, whatever. Corgis are funny. That is true, Peter. Corgis are hilarious. Fred Durst made a good comment here. The best dogs are the ones you adopt. Yes, save. Zizzler, we're going to be talking about Diablo 2 in a little while, just at the end of the chat. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to do some of these more pressing issues. You know what? I guess it's all a perspective issue, right? Because the Diablo 2 Resurrected, I'm very excited about, all right? It was, hands down, Diablo 2, one of my favorite games of all time. No joke. I love that game so much. I can't wait to play it remastered in 3D. It's going to be great. All right. Okay, fine. Let's get to the bill. All right, well, first, let me just show you. This is straight from Mitch McConnell. All right, just listen to this guy talking about it.
The big item here in the Senate this week are the hearings on H.R. 1, the Democratic plan to take over all of American elections and centralize them here in Washington. It is replete with problems.
You're absolutely right, Mitch. It is the Democrats wanting to take over the elections, all right? And here, this explaining, of course, is Vox. I'm not really the biggest fan of Vox, but they do explain it. So the first half of this article is basically them talking about how it's going to be a tough road to get this bill passed. Good, all right? Because right now the Senate is split 50-50. And, the Senate is. And for them to pass it, they're going to need 60 votes. And that's going to be difficult because right now it's 50-50 with Kamala Harris as the deciding factor. So they're just talking about how it's going to be a pain to get it through, which honestly, good. Check this out. So this is what sums it up here. It's called For the People Act. Let's just break that down real quick. Whenever the government says this bill is for the people, the Patriot Act, the National Defense Authorization Act, all these fluff words, For the People Act. Okay, I gotta say, instant sus, right? Anyway, so it weighs in at close to 800 pages. Broadly, it can be broken down into 3 buckets: expanding voter rights, implementing campaign finance reform, and beefing up ethics laws for members of Congress. Here are some of the major points in the bill broken down by category. Now, before I read them, I want to say some of them are good. Some of them are terrible. All right? And I want to let you decide. I'm going to read them out for you. First one's voting rights. Creates new national automatic voter registration that asks voters to opt out rather than opt in, ensuring more people will be signed up to vote. Requires chief state election officials to automatically register as eligible unregistered citizens. Okay, right off the bat, that pisses me off because I like just using myself as an example because it's the only thing I could really do that give you a true perspective. All right, I was clueless politically. I openly admit it. I openly talk about it. If you watched me over the past year, you know my path of understanding politics and slowly getting to know it. I think I've got a general grasp of politics now after a little over a year of constantly being bombarded of information, of of what the left thinks, what the right thinks, what both sides think, arguing with Tim, talking about it over and over and over again. I'm starting to get a grasp of it. So now I can vote with confidence, knowing what I'm talking about, what I'm voting for. They're just going to make it so that everybody has to vote or is automatically registered without like having politics in high school, having like civic duties, like people, you have to know what you're doing, know what you're talking about to vote. Oh, it gets worse too. When you pair it with other, we'll continue, check us out. Requires each state to put online options for voter registration, correction, cancellation, or designating party affiliation. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Wait. So they want to put it online so that you can correct your vote, cancel your vote. Wait, I'm not sure exactly what that means, because going online is wrought with people getting after it and altering it and hacking into it and maybe changing it or getting access to your information. I don't even like that people have to designate what party they're in. They shouldn't be able to. That shouldn't even be party of it. A part of it. You should be like, American. I'm American. I'm just going to vote. I don't care. You don't get to know what I'm going to vote for. You don't get to know. I mean, sure, I'm on a platform. I'm vocal about who I voted for and what I will vote for in the future, should it arise. But still, I don't think that should be a part, especially online. Okay, registering to vote online, I'm okay with that part of it. All right, period. Put online options to register to vote online. Cool. Yeah, all right, sure. Register online, but you still got to show up. You still got to do that. Requires at least 15 consecutive days of early voting for federal elections. Early voting sites would be open for at least 10 hours per day. The bill also prohibits states from restricting a person's ability to vote by mail. Wait a minute, hold on. And requires states to prepay postage on return envelopes for mail-in voting. Why do we need mail-in voting? No, get rid of mail-in voting. Why are they trying to make this a norm? I think we know why. That's two completely separate things there. Look, I'm all for having more time for people to vote, because say people can't show up on voting day, give them more time to vote. Like, okay, sure. But it should end at the end of the day. And why do we need mail-in voting? Again, mail-in voting is wrought with fraud. Okay? People can steal mail. People can, I don't even want to go into that sort of thing. Everyone who watches my show, I think we have a small clue of what mail-in voting can lead to. Establish independent redistricting of commissions in states as a way to draw new congressional districts and end partisan gerrymandering in federal elections. Okay, so they want to draw new congressional districts, but also end partisan gerrymandering. That, do you see the clash there? There's sort of a clash in that sort of sense. Like, they want to be able to establish independent redistricting commissions. Okay, isn't that what gerrymandering is? Independent means it would be nonpartisan. Is that what you're saying? Okay, if that's what you're saying, nonpartisan gerrymandering, like, okay, I guess, sure. Ah, my goodness, it's the political semantics. I'm so sick of it. Prohibits voter roll purging and bans the use of non-forwardable mail being used as a way to remove voters from rolls. Okay, so is that mail-in voting or what? Yeah, someone said it's fortification, all right? Not fraud. Right. Excuse me. This is all just to fortify the election, people. Just to fortify. Yeah. Restores voter rights to people convicted of felonies who have completed their sentences. However, the bill doesn't restore rights to felonies currently serving sentences in a correctional facility. You know what? If you're a felon and you served your time and you completed your sentence, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to vote. Right? That's just my stance on it. Look, you did the time for a crime that you did. All right. Okay, why wouldn't they be able to vote again? I'm cool with that. See, some of these things aren't so bad. Campaign finance establishes public financing of campaign powered by small donations. This has long been Sarbanes' vision. The federal government would provide a voluntary 6-to-1 match for candidates for president and Congress, which means for every dollar a candidate raises from small donations, the federal government would match it 6 times over? Wait a minute. So our tax dollars are going to be used for governmental or for people, for candidates? Wait a minute. See, now I don't like this at all. The maximum small donation that could be matched would be capped at $200. This program isn't funded by taxpayer dollars, okay? Instead, the money would come from adding a 4.75% fee on criminal and civil fines, fees, penalties, and settlements with banks and corporations that commit corporate malfeasance. Think Wells Fargo. And what if that doesn't cover the cost? So they're using fraudulent banks? So this is written in the law? So, my goodness. This reminds me of I used to work at retail stores, and retail stores will have in their budget, if theft, people will steal from them. They'll just write it in as part of it's going to happen. People are going to steal. So it's they're writing in that they're going to use the money from criminal, civil fines, fees, penalties, and settlements with banks and corporations as a normal thing and they're going to use that money for themselves to maintain. No. That money should go to American citizens that they're screwing. Where do you think they got that money, government? They got that money from screwing American citizens. The people deserve that money, not you. Why should they write this into law that they get to use that money from settlements, penalties, fees, civil crimes? No. That should be going to fix our roads, okay? To helping inner city schools become a better system. Huh? You ever think about that? No. Well, I mean, that's not taxpayer dollar. Yes, it is. Where do you think they got that money? Gosh, that is ridiculous. I do not agree with that at all. Supports a constitutional amendment to end Citizens United. Well, I'll be honest, I don't know too much about Citizens United, so I can't really speak on that one. Passes the Disclose Act, pushed by Representative David Cicilline and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, both Democrats from Rhode Island. This would require super PACs and dark money political organizations to make their donors public. Sure. Yeah. Transparency. Okay. You want to add transparency to stuff? Sure. Why not? Yeah. Okay. I'm not against that. I want to know where all the money's going, where all the money's coming from with our public servants. These people are supposed to be working for us, right? Okay. Disclose it. Sure. I'm okay with that. Passes the Honest Ads Act, championed by Senators Klobuchar and Mark Warner, which would require Facebook and Twitter to disclose the source of money for political ads on their platforms and share how much money was spent. A Facebook spokesperson told Vox the company has publicly supported honest ads since 2018. You know what? Again, I'm okay with this. Sure, transparency. Who's spending money to pump propaganda in your face with these ads to try to push whatever political thing they want? Yeah, let's get transparency in there. Okay, I'm cool with that. Right? I mean, who can argue against wanting transparency in these public figures that are, moving around trillions of dollars? Trillions of dollars. Seriously, they're juggling trillions of dollars and are making it their life's goal to tell us what we get to do. Where are they getting that money anyway? Oh yeah, taxes. Let's see. Discloses any political spending by government contractors and slows the flow of foreign money into the elections by targeting shell companies. Okay. All right. You know what? I'm cool with this. Don't just slow the flow of foreign money into the elections. Show it all. Have it transparent. I want to see who's spending money outside. You know what? Maybe make it so that nobody outside of our country can spend money on our elections. China spent millions of dollars to pump ads in for 6 months before the election. They don't talk about that. Restructures the Federal Election Commission to have 5 commissioners instead of 6 in order to break political gridlock at the organization. Okay, that makes sense, because if it's a 3v3 tie, nothing happens. So make it an odd, so that everyone has to vote, thus, forcing it to not have a tie. All right, sure. Prohibits any coordination between candidates and super PACs. I mean, all right. It's like, all right, fine. Super PACs, they're going to give money to a candidate, but then that should be it. I believe in this candidate's message. I'm going to support them with my super PAC. That should be it. Not calling and be like, all right, now that we're going to support you, let's coordinate to tell you what we want. At least that's the vibe I'm getting here. All right, then we get into ethics. Requires the president and vice president to disclose 10 years of his or her tax returns. They miss him so much, don't they? Man, they miss having the boogeyman to blame everything on. Look, a lot of things are happening now that are, look at the border. Look what's happening on the border. Yeah. Biden did that. Yeah, who built the cages, Joe? You did. You rebuilt the cages. And it's even worse. It's terrible right now. Goodness sakes. They miss him so much. Candidates for president and vice president must also do the same. Yeah, okay. Stops members of Congress from using taxpayer money to settle sexual harassment or discrimination cases. Oh, were they using our money for that? I didn't know, but I'm okay with it. Don't use our money for your sexual harassment stuff to settle. All I can think about is Cuomo. Is he using taxpayer dollars? Is that right? My goodness. Gives the Office of Government Ethics the power to do more oversight and enforcement and implement stricter lobbying restriction requirements. These include more oversight of foreign agents by the Foreign Agents Registration Act. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. Implement stricter lobbying registration requirements. Is that for new lobbyists or current lobbyists? The power to do more oversight and enforcement of ethics. What is ethics, and who's deciding what these ethics are? Is this critical race theory? Is this, because that's something that's a whole different story. Okay, that's not ethical. That's pushing racism. You will not convince me otherwise. I've seen some of these things. I've had many, many conversations about it. It's ridiculous. And then the last one on the list here is create a new ethics code for the U.S. Supreme Court, ensuring all branches of government are impacted by the new law. What is that ethics code, though? What is it? Just simply saying ethics doesn't mean it's ethical. These people think that they think differently, and they use political semantic BS to try to push this stuff. And then the rest of the article basically is saying, like, man, it's a tough road. It's a very narrow window to pass the bill. You're not going to pass this bill. No way. I don't think so. This is very I don't think any Republicans are going to do it. And even if they do, they're not going to get it at 10 Republicans. They need 10 Republicans to get the 60 votes that they need. I don't think it's going to happen. But speaking of laws that they're trying to do, now Biden's coming in hot because of the shooting stuff that's been going on. So much that he's thinking about using an executive order. When he was vice president, he was tasked with checking out if they could use executive orders to do gun bans. He was all about it. He wanted to get rid of guns in the 90s. Dude, Biden's been after guns for a long time. You know what? Get out of here, Biden. You don't have the right to take guns. We have a right as American citizens, as human beings that live here. You don't tell us. All right? I have a lot to say about this. I'm gonna try to sum it up nicely by the end of this segment here. Let's first and foremost, Biden demands Congress ban assault weapons after Boulder mass shooting. Look, there's no denying that it was a shame. People died. And in fact, I have a list of their names of the people that died, because those are the people that we really need to be focusing on. The people that lost their lives. I don't want to give him time on my show. Talk about some dude that killed a bunch of people. F that guy. All right? I don't care about him. But he is being politicized by both sides. All right? This has become a war that it has nothing to do with him. This side's trying to use him as an example. This side's trying to use the fact that they used him as an example and that they were wrong. And I'm going to explain it all. And as ammunition, both sides are doing this. Pointing the finger. Well, you're wrong. Well, you're wrong. Well, this happened. Well, no, you were wrong. Ha. I'm so sick of that. Okay? They're missing the point completely. Oh, my gosh. How do I even sum this up? Boulder shooter Ahmed Al-Issa expressed anti-Trump sentiment, reportedly had ISIS sympathies. Yeah, this guy hated Trump. Okay? This is the weird part. His whole social media was wiped. Dude got his Facebook page wiped right off the bat because guess what? It went against the narrative. All right? He was anti-Trump. All right? Anti anyone who voted for Trump. Okay? He wasn't a white supremacist. He was from Syria, who came here as a baby, which now everyone's like, "Oh, see, Biden, it's your stuff." It's like, dude, stop that. Stop this blame game. I can't stand that. It doesn't matter what race he is. He killed people. Period. And we should be talking about the victims and how sad it is that they lost their lives. But that's not and no one's focused on that. Everyone's like, well, look, he was against Trump. He was anti-Trump. He wasn't even white. And then, I mean, these people are crazy. I'll bet anyone my salary right now that the shooter in Boulder was a right-wing MAGA white male. Wow. These people are nuts. These people are nuts. Oh, not this time. Unusual. The fact that there's so much response shows how right I am about most terrorist shooters in America. Right-wing male NRA. Oh my gosh. Dude, these people are nuts, man. They're nuts. People are posting this meme all over the place now. It's mass shooters from 2019. All sorts of races on there. All right? All sorts of races. You take however you want from that. Okay? And I have, and I was like, is it accurate? And I looked it up. And I have an article talking about the statistics of it. About, whoever the mass shooters were. And it's, okay, yeah. We could talk about the blame game. Which race does more killing? And I can't stand it. That's not what I want. But I'll tell you what, though. He was posting Washington Post articles. Huh. Almost like he became an extremist from mainstream media on the left. Washington Post. Who's creating extremists? I vaguely remember an article that they wrote recently that had the first word in that article was Adam Crigler. His show is creating extremists. I'm summing it up. But that's what they're trying to say. That I'm creating extremists? Are you kidding me, Washington Post? Guess who's sharing your articles and reading your BS? Yeah, the person who shot a bunch of people. Because you are the problem, Washington Post. You're the problem. Creating extremists. That's the problem here. These people are convincing everybody that the world is racist. That if you're not white, that white people hate you. And then he believes they're all Islamophobes. All of them. Anyone who's white, anyone who's not him, anyone who makes fun of him is now your dead enemy. Yeah, guess what? You know who the enemy is? Mainstream media. And I'm sick of it. You're the problem, Washington Post. You're creating extremists. You're creating this division in our society. I fully believe that everyone's awesome, okay? You can't convince me otherwise. I'll tell you what, there's evil and good in everybody, in everyone. The problem is not what color your skin is. That's what they're trying to convince everybody. And guess what? It's working. It's working. That's what this guy's problem is. David Hoffman survived the Trump error. Yeah. Cool, dude. Cool, David Hoffman. You got ratioed. Yo, he got ratioed like crazy. And he deserved it, rightly so. Look, I don't want to talk about this dude because he killed 10 people. Denny Stong, 20 years old. Nevin Stanisic, 23. Ricky Olds, 25. Tolona Bartkowiak, 49. Susan Fountain, 59. Terry Leaker, 51. Eric Tolley, 51. Kevin Mahoney, 61. Lynn Murray, 62. Jody Waters, 65. These people are no longer alive. They're no longer with us. Their families lost them. Some of the officers were killed. This is who we need to talk about. I don't want to talk about this guy. I don't want to talk about race relations because it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with mental stability. Clearly, he wasn't stable mentally. All right? I think mental health is something that we're not talking about. We're just trying to ban guns, create racial divisions. It's like, no. Stop trying to patch the wound, okay? Let's treat the source of the problem. Lack of family. All right? They've been trying to get rid of the nuclear family, claiming it's white supremacy. When solid two-parent homes, I don't care what race or what sex, doesn't matter. When you have love and you get validated from home, you don't seek it elsewhere. You don't get lost. You tend to have a purpose. You tend to have a better upbringing. And again, this has nothing to do with race at all, or gender, or sexual orientation. Everyone loves to put it on there, but let's solve it. Why are these people unhinged? Why is that? Supposedly he was upset that someone called him names 2 weeks prior. Well, we know now from his social media that he's been convinced that all Trumpers are Islamophobes, that they hate it. Probably going from the Muslim ban that he probably doesn't even know about, because it shouldn't even be called a Muslim ban, because it wasn't a Muslim ban. It was a ban on specific countries that were known for sending terrorists here. But again, the mainstream media, the Washington Post, was pushing this narrative that, oh man, he's Islamophobic. I mean, even our current president called President Trump a xenophobe. Xenophobic for shutting down the border when there was a pandemic that was spiking in China. No, don't worry, says Bill de Blasio. Go down and go out and walk around and, go down to Chinatown, Nancy Pelosi says. Everything's fine. The president is a xenophobe, President Joe Biden claims. Who is really pushing division? All right, this racial divide that we're now seeing. Look, there's no doubt in my mind that these shootings happen, okay? But every time it happens, that has something to do with the person themselves. I don't even like pulling up the statistics. This race did this more, did this. We're all human beings. There's murderers and people that did bad things. And why? Why did they do it? And I'm sure each of them have different stories, but all around, they made a mental choice to do that. And we're focused on, well, why? And everyone's projecting whatever they want onto the problem. instead of actually analyzing the problem and making it better. I'm so fed up with it, man. They just jump on the chance. Look, this is a story that I'm talking about. Maryland officers de-escalate situation, offer compassion to man in behavioral crisis. 2 Maryland police officers are being credited for helping calm down a man for having a behavioral health crisis. Hyattsville police received a call Saturday about an agitated, angry man inside the convenience store at a Sunoco gas station in East-West Highway. Officers Edward Andrickson, Franco, and Mancini Gaskill responded. When we first arrived, he appeared to be incoherent. He wasn't making much sense. We engaged in conversation with him, and we didn't want to be overbearing. This is from both of them here. Andrickson Franco sat down on the floor with the man. He said at times the man became verbally abusive, but he refused to react. Me reacting the way he was reacting wasn't going to get us anywhere. If anything, it would have worsened the situation, Andrickson Franco said. The officers were understanding, built trust, and the man calmed down. I let him know I was there to help him out, Andrickson Franco said. He eventually handed over his phone. Officers called his relatives, and they picked him up at the gas station. The encounter is an example of what the Hyattsville Police Department is teaching in their new pilot program called Mental Health and Wellness Program. Okay. Obviously, this is a great situation. And I don't care what people say, counselors being sent to sticky situations like this is not the answer. I've seen so many videos in the past year how quick something can escalate from a seemingly normal situation to a gun being pulled and shot like that and people dying. Okay? But that's not about guns. That says a lot more about the person holding the gun. All right? People now they're like, well, let's ban guns. No, let's solve the mental health issue. Let's solve the problem of people in this world are losing their purpose. They don't have jobs. They've been locked down. Suicide rates are up like crazy because of this lockdown, causing more problems. Well, no, let's just solve it by just banning more things, taking more rights away. Yeah, that's not going to make people go crazy. Who's making the extremists now? Just when you take a step back and look at it all, it's so obvious. I'm just so fed up with this. It's all about race. No, it has nothing to do with race. They're making it about race. I'm over it. I'm so done talking about race, man. I'm so sick of it. I don't care what color you are. If you're cool to me, I'm going to be cool to you. That's just the way I was raised. That's the way I am. I've been crossed by every different colored skin. I don't care. And every different colored skin has treated me cool. I have been proved myself from the different situations I've been in to know that human beings alone, just human beings, can be cool. And human beings can be terrible people. It has nothing to do with the color of their skin. It has everything to do with the environment that they were raised in. Okay? So let's create a better environment where we're raising our kids, not teaching them to be divided based on the color of our skin. My goodness. Yep. All right. I'm over it. I'm done talking about this. Let's talk about something better. Something exciting. Diablo 2. All right, look, I don't know how many gamers are out there, but this may be one of the best games ever made. I mean that. I mean that 100%. If you have never had the chance to play this game, I'm very excited for you. Diablo 3 sucked compared to Diablo 2. Diablo 2 had PvP. It had invasions. It had an incredible item system. It had you wanting to keep playing to find that better item, the better role. All right? It had a community. It had a public chat. It had, it's just everything that you want in a online multiplayer co-op system. It had it. It was amazing. I used to run a clan. In Diablo 2. I loved Diablo 1, by the way. I was a huge Diablo 1 fan. So Diablo 2 Resurrected is now I have an article that really sums up what it's going to be, but I'm a little sad because I was playing Path of Diablo. I don't know how many people were playing Path of Diablo. Yes, I know people are starting to complain about Blizzard, and Blizzard is, they have really gone downhill. They laid off 167 people, and they gave their CEO a $200 million bonus. Okay? Now, I'm not here to talk about Blizzard, okay? I know that's a terrible situation. Whatever. All right? I want to talk about this game. Diablo 2 Resurrected. Okay? Because this game, it really is insane. You can actually go and opt in to the technical alpha. Obviously, I have definitely done that, because if I could get into the alpha, I would definitely do that. I would be very excited about that. But let's talk about what's new, what's staying the same in the remaster. Excuse me. God, people love their puns, don't they? The devil's in the details. Anyway, this is not a remake, says Rod Ferguson, who's been in charge of all things Diablo at Blizzard since early 2020. He's talking about Diablo 2 Resurrected, a new remaster announced at BlizzCon. It's been rumored for years, and here it is at last, coming out on PC and consoles later in 2021. There is a spiffy new 3D graphics and some modern conveniences in Resurrected, but expect it to feel a whole lot like Diablo 2 released in 2000, because it pretty much is. Good. We're not trying to reverse engineer the game and build it from scratch to look like Diablo 2, Ferguson says. This is Diablo 2. This is the same core gameplay, the same story and tone, very important. Even the same voices of the same actors. Awesome. There's a lot of new in Diablo 2 Resurrected, including the 3D engine, Dolby surround sound, and the conveniences of a shared item stash and integrated Battle.net friends list. Below, we've gathered up everything we know about Diablo 2 Resurrected, including details on the alpha, release date, and what Blizzard is changing. So all we know is 2021. So it's not, they haven't released anything, so it's coming this year sometime soon. And then, of course, as I mentioned, you can sign up for the technical alpha, and let me just give you that website. It is just diablo2.blizzard.com/en-us/#masthead, and that will, you could just go to blizzard.com and just click games Diablo 2, and it brings you to this page. So anyway, so the classes, it's going to start with all the classes that came with all the DLCs, because originally the Necromancer and the Assassin were not in the game. So it's just going to come out with all of them. It's going to be $40 on PC, 3D graphics, and Dolby 7.0. A whole new graphical engine, which Blizzard takes pains to point out uses physical-based rendering and entirely new animations, models, and textures and visual effects. Basically, all you need to know is it's in 3D, and dynamic lighting will gel with new models. Expect 4K and high refresh rate support. Not only that, they actually made 3D everything. So every single item that you remember now has its own, there was, I think, like 4 or 5 different sprites for all the rings. Okay, but now every rare stone ring of Jordan will have its own, beautiful 3D rendered, sprite. It's going to be beautiful. The surround sound mastering is new, but the sound effects themselves are not. We're taking the atmospherics in the world up so you can hear the wind blowing through the streets and rustling in the jungle, Ferguson says, but we're not changing those iconic sounds, like placing a skull into a socket or putting a potion in your belt. The things you have those Pavlovian response to, knowing it's Diablo 2. Those are the sounds you're going to hear. Shared stash, this is huge. I believe Diablo 3 had this and Diablo 2 didn't. So you'd have to get a buddy to come in. Well, in Path of Diablo, the world would stay open, but you drop all your stuff on the ground, go get a mule character or your alternate whatever, your Amazon or whatever your other character you're trying to outfit, and then pick up all the items or have them carry them for you. It was a system. But now, say goodbye to mule characters. You'll now have a shared item cache to use between multiple characters, so you won't need to devote other characters to the task of schlepping and storing gear. Yeah, you will. You're not gonna just hold the stash. They're gonna be the stash. You don't. If you think you got rid of mule characters for Diablo 2 players, come on, Blizzard. You've already lost the plot. Anyway, it's probably the biggest quality of life change over the original game, but why didn't you increase the inventory stash? Come on, Path of Diablo did that. It was amazing. It's going to be hard to go back to the small inventory menu. You guys know what I'm talking about. You didn't really have a lot of space when you're out adventuring. I guess we'll just have to use town portals a lot more. Auto looting and other QOL upgrades are optional. Auto gold is a feature we've added so that you can turn on or off. It's amazing, actually. You don't have to pick up gold. You just walk near it, and it automatically picks it up. That's pretty great. Let's see here. Says principal designer Rob Gallerani, who works at Vicarious Visions, a studio now under the Blizzard umbrella. If you want to pick up gold by clicking on it, you can still do that. If you want to run over it and pick it up, you can run over it. There are new hotkeys. There is an auto party system for automatically joining games and automatically inviting people over to your game, but it's optional. If you want to type PP in chat the old-fashioned way, you still can. That is a small PP, by the way. Completely. This is cool. I'm actually kind of excited about this. Completely remade cutscenes. This is the one place where Diablo 2 Resurrected actually is a remake. The cutscenes have been completely redone rather than upscaled from the original files, but with involvement from people who worked on the cutscenes back in 2000. We wanted to take this really dramatic story and take all 27 minutes of cinematics and remake them from scratch with modern technology and CGI, says Ferguson. So it's going to look fantastic. But again, same performances, shot for shot. If it cut from one scene to another in the original, it's going to cut at that moment in the remake of those videos. So I'm really stoked about that because that means it's going to look beautiful. So it's going to be this game that I know is incredible. The game is insanely amazing. I'm very excited about playing it again. I dabbled it a little bit last year. It's really fun, but to know that it's going to be beautiful and new players are going to come in that's never played it before and have access to such a good game, I'm very excited about it. Let's see, modding. Here's important. There are 20 years of Diablo 2 mods out there at this point, and Diablo 2 Resurrected will still allow modding, but it won't work exactly the same way since modern Battle.net is stricter and more secure. Gallerano pointed to .dll injections as something that you could do with classic Diablo 2 that you can't do with Diablo 2 Resurrected. However, he also said that many parts of the game that were once required those kind of invasive mods to modify have been shifted to easily modifiable data, so modders will still be able to access them despite Battle.net's tighter security. Battle.net friends list, dedicated servers, and security. Gallerano says Blizzard is actively discouraging exploits like item duping and botting, things the modern Battle.net clients help prevent. It also offers the advantages of just being able to click on a friend's name to invite them without typing in an IP address or scrolling through a list of game lobbies. Hosting games now means you're hosting a dedicated Battle.net server for people to join. I wish this was cross-platform, but it's cross-progression. Diablo 2 is being released for PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch, and Blizzard is supporting cross-progression with PC. I asked with consoles, but Ferguson said it's still in discussion. The smart money says Nintendo and Xbox are locked down, but Sony remains up in the air, as usual. Controller Sport is there on PC, and it is a fully separate game. So Diablo 2 Classic remains untouched, and Diablo 2 Resurrected is a separate game. The multiplayer ladder board is now global, but how everything works will be mighty familiar. And then Blizzard added a colorblind mode. Nice. That's me, this guy. And low vision mode, and made changes to how text is displayed to make it more accessible. Blizzard also pointed to controller support as beneficial for accessibility. Yeah, I'm really hyped about this. So they then talk about you can actually switch between the new 3D model and old 2D. So you can actually just go to old school and see it how it is, and then switch to the new 3D, which is very cool. Not that I would ever go back to that. All right, now the inventory size. Blizzard considered changing this as a modern quality of life, but decided against it. No, why? One of the things that's really different in D2 compared to the contemporary is you're not pulling 70 weapons out of your backpack at any point in time, Ferguson said. You had a very limited inventory, and we've had lots of discussions about it. Should we increase the inventory size? It's one of the places where we felt that was a bridge too far. It was a part of the makeup of the game, the fact that you collect charms to make your character stronger, but are eating up your inventory space. It gives you more tension of, do I want that plus 15% magic fine at the cost of 3 slots of my inventory space? Those were interesting and meaningful decisions while you're playing. The idea, well, this would be great for quality of life, became, no, we're actually breaking the game mechanics. No, you're not. See, Path of Diablo actually fixed this because charms would only work if they were in the lower part. So you would have your charm space and then your weapon space. They missed it. They don't call it seasons. They still call it ladders. And then we still got the chat lobbies, which is huge because the chat lobbies were really cool. I'm really excited about this. Diablo 2. I love this game. I'm really looking forward to streaming it. You know I'm going to be streaming it. Hopefully, I know my boy Shinra, who I was playing with last night, he actually just got Discord connected, so we're actually going to be able to chat while we're playing tonight. It'll be a nice little improvement of quality there. But yeah, really excited about playing this game. And then, of course, Diablo 4 is coming. I don't know how many people have seen the Diablo 4 stuff. Very, very hyped about this. We got the Barbarian, the Druid, the Sorceress, and then what is this person called? I don't remember. Oh, that's the Sorceress. Is it Rogue? Rogue, that's it. That's the 4th. And it looks like they've got maybe one more that they haven't released, maybe a Necromancer of some sort. But I'm really excited about Diablo 4 because they basically said that they're going to go back to the feel of Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. Because Diablo 3 was essentially World of Warcraft Diablo. Like, it just looked cartoony, and the game has got to be really good for me to play it and want to continue playing it if it's cartoony. Now, don't get me wrong, I played Diablo 3, and I loved it, but I never continued to play it. I haven't played Path of Exile, but I do want to check that out. All right, so that's my show. I'm going to read some super chats. Thank you for joining in, everybody. If you haven't smashed that like button, please do. By all means, just scroll down a little bit, right down below. Hit that smash button. I meant smash that like button. You know you want to. Smash it. Smash. And also, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have the feeling that YouTube doesn't want me getting bigger because I just have stagnated. And maybe that's me. Maybe it's me. But also, people tell me all the time that they were unsubscribed and they don't get my notifications for when I go live, which is literally Monday through Friday, all the time, same time, every Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8. With the exception of last week, the internet stopped working for just during my show times. I don't know why, but it was kind of odd. But yeah, please do. It really does help. And share my videos. That really does help. It brings more people to see my content. Hopefully you enjoy my content and think that I am deserving of your attention and theirs. So, let's see. SD Guy says, HR1 legalizes voter fraud and takes power from the states. Would you ever do a stream with the Red Elephant? I don't know the Red Elephant, but I believe you're absolutely right. They don't care about the people. Chef de Jour says, hi, Adam. I shipped Bucky snacks to you and Rana in Jordan on the same day. She got hers on Sunday. I'm so going to laugh if she got hers before you. You know what? I really got to go to the post office. I haven't gone this week. I really got to go. I'll definitely try to make a point to go tomorrow. JF in chat just says, my cat loves to listen to you. That's so sweet. I like that. Serenian Moth said, I like your name, says, you're awesome. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to spin this slow spinning UFO and this globe. Double spin. Look at this. I'm talented. All right. Shanjak says, we need to find an effective counter to projection. It's way too effective to just accuse others of what you are doing and misdirect public outrage. How do we even begin to set the record straight? Shanjak, I don't know. Exactly. That right there is exactly what I'm trying to do here on my show, is call it out. They are absolutely projecting. It's ridiculous. I just don't understand. It's nuts. The man behind the screen says, I miss silversmithing. Did it for just over a year at a local studio, but had to stop when I started my current job. Wish I could make the time again. I know. And silver has gone up in price like crazy, too. I still have a lot of silver to be able to mess with, but yeah, I'm excited about doing that, though. I love silversmithing, this hammer. And this is my favorite little anvil. This is where I do, most of my markings. I have an even smaller anvil over there that was my grandfather's. And I don't even think it was meant to be. I think it was just from a forge company. A forge company. And yeah, it's a cute little anvil, but I actually use it because my rings fit over the horn on it when I do need to make adjustments. DJ Zeno says, hey, Adam, if possible, where can I send you wave files I've made? I'm trying to find some light political music sent to my favorite tubers and personalities for their free use. Nothing is copyrighted, so if I send it, it's free. Send it to adamcastirl@gmail.com. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate that. Mark Robershaw says, for the Right People Act. For the Right People Act. Yeah, exactly. DJ Zeno again says, I have a song called Hillary Killed Seth. Rich, let me know, bro. Much love. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Texas Wench says, good job with your growth since I first saw you with Tim. I thought you seemed clueless and boring, but now I love your content. Great job. Thank you, Texas. And in fact, I was clueless and boring. Well, maybe not boring, right? I mean, but who knows? I'm glad you don't think so anymore. That's the important part. Thank you very much. Mark says, here in Australia, you vote or be fined. Really? That's crazy. Chandylands says, Eric means blood fine. Tally means to count. His name means blood fine counted, or figuratively meaning blood fine paid. Huh. Interesting. Mark Robershaw says, well, a dictatorship would speed up decision-making. Yeah, but they've screamed for 4 years that we had some sort of fascist dictator making decisions. Now, look who's in office saying, I'm going to just make decisions and not go through the proper channels and avoid, 200 and some years, 220 years of, doing it a certain way. Gosh, it's ridiculous. Arcadian Twilight says 800 pages that violate a small paragraph on the Constitution stating state legislators run elections. If the Supremes do nothing or allow this, we need to reboot the court. HB1 is a hateful power grab. You're absolutely right, Arcadian. Absolutely. Jonathan Duger says no. The only people that should be allowed to vote on any day before the election are deployed military and the infirm. If you can't make an effort to vote when you should, then you can't vote. I mean, okay, so maybe the 15 days that they're proposing is a little ridiculous, right? But, or, you know what? Then make it a holiday. Make it a national holiday. It's voting day. Literally everyone has a day off. No work. Okay? It's voting day. And if you work the voting polls, you get paid well. Because you should be. You know, this is the most important thing. Gosh. Mark Robershaw says Biden just wanted the title of president. Well, he got it, didn't he? Karkik says states should make their own rules on voting. The federal system should stay out of state voting. Also, ask your own state to add rules you like. Yes, I agree. States should make their own rules, not be told by the federal system that they don't get a say in it anymore. Yep. Start local, man, and get into local politics. Huge. Please do it. Mark Robershaw says, why haven't they changed the rules on who can be president yet? I'm surprised they haven't talked about non-U.S. born citizens being the president. I don't think that's ever going to pass. I don't think so. I think that they know there's a line, and if they start pushing that, they're going to that's I mean, it's a rule that kind of makes sense. Zach Peralt says, I live in Antrim County, and they're talking about hand counting again to avoid the shenanigans that happened last time. We'll see. Mark says, make it harder to be a teacher, make the job pay more, get people who actually want and care and have talent to be teachers, remove all political crap. Well, you're not going to be able to do that with the teachers union because they just want as many teachers as they can. They don't care about how good they are. They want the money themselves. The biggest union in America, the teachers union. That is a problem. Mark says, money isn't a problem if you run the game. Yep. Oz says, I guarantee the positive bits are here, so they claim they don't have public support if this fails. Yet there's loopholes in them if they pass, too. Thanks. Yeah, that's the man behind the screen. Mark says, the only political ads should be actual debates. Yes. Yes, I love that. The only ads should be actual debates. There should just be debates, nonstop. Spin in the UFO. Mark says, spin and roll. Yeah, you deserve a spin just for your previous super chat, my friend. All right, and then of course I will roll. If you ask me to roll it in a super chat, I will roll it. The die has been rolled. Good luck, have fun. Friendly Neighborhood Sawyer says the election was constitutionally muddy. Now this bill seeks to make the process even more obscure. This is secessionist action from the top down. Yeah, it's nuts. They're really trying to make it worse. I just don't get it. It's nuts, man. All right, numbers are starting to roll in. All right. I'm watching the numbers. All right, here they come. Here we go. Let's see who's going to win here. Oh, there we go. Guy who likes Pringles. Congratulations. It's 14. Andrew Smith, you were so close. But you didn't get it. The guy who likes Pringles, it is 14. Congratulations. You won absolutely nothing. Vash 1985 says Congress has a slush fund to pay off harassment accusers. Look it up. Also sounds like they're trying to tank this bill. It doesn't surprise me. There's certain things about it that are like legit. But again, why do we have these freaking bills that are just everything, that all different sided thing? Make each thing individual and vote on that. Period. Hey, you guys shouldn't be able to use taxpayer money for harassments. Boom, that bill, period, by itself, done, pass it. That's how it should work. Man behind the screen says political semantics equals linguistic propaganda. Yes. 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 Yes, exactly. I love that. I'm gonna steal that. Mark Robershaw says, don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. Okay. Neem Guy says the CDC's own website estimates 60,000 to 2.5 million defensive uses of firearms. No one knows for sure because they aren't any bodies to count. Interesting. Mark Robershaw says, I'll be back, Bennett. Matt Field says, Adam, money is speech. You have the right to buy ads and spread your message. Don't support anything like this. All right. Jonathan Powell says, they're always politicizing this stuff because it divides people. It's easier to conquer if everyone is divided. China troops in Canada past year? Yeah. And Canadian troops also traveling to China to train? Like, what's going on, yo? Mark says, game over, man. It's game over. Shandylands again. The cop shot Eric Talley. Eric means blood fine. Tally means to count. His name means blood fine counted, or figuratively, blood fine paid. Yeah, that's I think you super chatted that already, but thank you again. Sectus and Sitzes Gaming says the only reason the government would want to take our guns away after 243 years is because they want to do something we would shoot them for. Spooky stuff. Let's make 1984 fiction again. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Mark says, I don't know about you, but I have no evil. Honest. Hey, that's what I was saying. There's different sliding scales, dude. It's like, and it comes and goes. That might not have always been true, Mark. Who knows? I'm not saying anything about you, but Mark G says, Adam, everyone is awesome. Washington Post says, extremist podcast from Adam Crigler says that Hitler and Stalin are awesome. He must be canceled. Oh, my goodness. DJ Cogdell says, Adam, when the media constantly makes everything about race, why are you surprised people point out when something doesn't fit the narrative? I'm not surprised. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it, man. I'm so fed up with that. Mark says, diversity is strength, division is weakness. Yes, agreed. Again, he goes, I guess the UK is xenophobic right now. Phobias are a cognitive issue that can be overcome. True. DJ Cogdell says, I also gotta have Ryan Dawson on. Watch Sean Atwood's video Maxwell Wexner Bronfman, Ryan Dawson, for a taste of what he's done research on. Okay, let's see if I can... hold on 1 second. I just want to copy that down so I can search it up after the show. I will do so after the show. Mark says, you think demos care about suicide and lockdowns? No, I don't think the Democrats, they don't care about us at all. They just want power. Jaxel says, it's Cloward Piven in action. Mark Robershaw says, Democrats hold the rope and laugh at the deaths. Yep. Mark Robershaw says, Diablo 2 speedrun? No, I'm not a speedrunner. I'm the Bull God says, I was raised to treat people based on how you would like to be treated, not on what color their skin was. Yes. I agree completely. Mark Robershaw, do you not have phones? I don't know what you mean. M-Girl says, Adam, things are boomeranging. There was a federal justice trying to make media more accountable for lies. Please check it out. Boomerang. Much love. I love the sound of that. We can repeal the Smith-Mundt Act that was snuck into the NDAA. Can we do that? Because that would be a huge start. Please. I would love that. The man behind the screen says, correction, Druid and Assassin were expansion. Oh, it was the Druid that was the expansion. Ah. What did I say? Hold on, I'm going back to the list. The Necromancer was... Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? Diablo 3, the Necromancer was the expansion. Right, thank you. Thank you, man, behind the screen. I appreciate that. Craig says, excited for Diablo 2 Remaster. Still have my Diablo 2 expansion pack. Necromancer all the way. Man, the graphics look amazing on the gameplay. Mark Robertson says, remember the noise dropped loot made? Memories. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. He says, Path of Diablo. Aye. Yep. See, I didn't even have to pay to make Adam say PP today. Serious business. And you got me to say it again. Jacob Sparrow says, yo, Adam, check out Path of Exile as well. It's Diablo 2-like with lots of mechanics turned on their heads. You know what? I think I have it, and I just never played it. I think I have it. Jacob, Caucasian Persuasion says, no core changes. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Yep, I'm excited. It's going to be the same game. Very nice. M-Girl says, check out D.C. Circuit Court Lawrence Silberman sticking up for the Constitution and bringing truth and accountability back to media. Oh, maybe that's... Yeah, I'm going to look that up because that's awesome. That's definitely something that I want to look up. Maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow. Make 1984 Fiction again says, low quality video, high fact content. Check out Adam. You're the man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Or were you talking about something else? What were you talking about? Maybe the Dawson. Was it Ryan Dawson? All right, let's see. Caleb Warden says, did you see, Adam, that the Fed just came out and said for each year for the next 4 years, the U.S. dollar will lose 15% in value? Maybe tell your buddy Ian. I mean, it's not surprising. They've printed so much money that, I'm not surprised. It's ridiculous. Make 1984 Fiction again says, referring to my videos, not yours. Aw, you could have said both of our videos. Ouch. Luminous says, hey, Adam, when you get back from space, can you tell us once and for all what the shape of Earth is like? By the way, you're hot. Thank you, Luminous. And absolutely, I will probably take my own pictures and take videos. We'll see. Yep. Mark Robershaw says, my dream to own a forge and make my own anything. Yeah, cool. I like that. Josh and Jesus says, if you need a good laugh, look up Marissa Rudder and the wife-led marriage scene, Feminist Gone Wild. All right, I'll do it after the show. Thank you. Mark Robershaw again. I'll give up my guns when world wars are solved by baseball games. Oh, that was Daniel Corsica. Excuse me. Mark Robershaw said, make red shirts great again. I had a super chat jump there that totally threw everything off here. Mark again says, why is politics so personal when it should be about policy, past experience, and arguing the points, more debates, less grandstanding, no mud, grow up. For FFS, yeah, exactly. Can't say it, but 10 points for those who get the movie references. Oh, I don't know if it was, but good stuff. Mark G says, no bill should be longer than 6 pages. No law should be more than 1 page. No referencing external document line numbers because that's cheating. Thank you. Agreed. Please get into Congress. Get into government. Chris says, I addressed things like the payoff fund, federal pension, term limits, and bills addressing simple issues on pension I've been drafting. Nice. Awesome. Chris, thank you for your service. Keep it up. Keep it up. Arcadian Twilight says, diversity for its own sake and division is not strength. It's the OG U.S. motto, e pluribus unum. Out of diversity of individuals, we become one. I like that. Yes. Mark Robertson says, not baseball, should be chess by world leaders. Whatever works. Again, he goes, this is an anime like that No Game, No Life. I don't know that one. Jeremy M says, you think Diablo remake going to be like how Demon's Souls was remade? Hopefully, because the Demon's Souls game is incredibly beautiful. It's beautiful. I haven't beaten it yet, but I haven't really been playing it. It's not the same without my homie Shinra. I gotta wait till he gets a PS5, and then I'm gonna go ham on that game. Akior says, unity is strength, division is weakness, diversity is just smoke and mirrors. Mark says, would you do modeling in space? No, I don't model anymore. At least if I were to model, I'd have to be paid quite a lot to do that. Mark Roberts says, LOL, the Earth is clearly clown-shaped. Nice. IB Rippenham says, those other fake names aren't me, I swear. Ha! Well, it's good to hear from you at least, IB Rippenham. And with that, everyone, is my show. Thank you all for joining. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow. What is tomorrow, Wednesday? Tomorrow is Wednesday. Savannah Hernandez is going to be joining me. Very excited to have her back on the show. She's always great, and I'm sure I'm going to talk about this federal judge that's calling out the media. That sounds great. Great segment for that. So definitely going to be talking about that. You can tune in later tonight. I'll probably be playing Call of Duty with my buddy Shinra, and I think we've got the mic situation figured out. So Mark says, one second, my child rips them hard. Too much ripping. Let's see. Friendly Neighborhood Sawyer says, you still model when I close my eyes. Well, thank you. Oh my. All right. On that note, thank you very much. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.